Howdy folks, this is Sergeant Bones here with this quick update on my VK4502. The model itself isn't very complicated. It's got a standard Porsche style suspension, and surprisingly enough it does have some flex, some movement. Unfortunately, when it's attached to the side of the vehicle itself, this pivotal movement does not exist. It goes on, oh excuse me, I've got that backwards. It goes on, and at least the swing arm itself does move. Just this area does not move, which, okay, that's not important to everybody, but for me, I really wish it would do some more movement. But it's enough to be able to work on a diorama, so I'm not going to complain. Another thing, I've started working on my own interior for this. I've noticed that I kind of made a mistake when I only made one single access door to the rear area. But then again, it's a paper tank. I'm going to do it my way instead of having two separate doors here. From all the drawings that I've seen online, usually the design concept was two generators right here, followed by two engines. The Porsche 110As or Cs, I'm not sure right offhand. But then in the back, the two drive motors themselves. Now, I've been playing around with an idea. It was late in the war. These were finally getting online. And I've decided that I will do the two generators to the front, but then I'm only going to put a single larger engine in here to drive them. Increase the fuel capacity size where the fuel tanks would be here, and then do the standard drive motors to the rear like I've seen in a lot of the diagrams. And that's my idea. I'm going to stick to it. One nice thing, I found a nice little piece of plate plastic that was laying around in my parts box, and it's got a nice texture on it. All I have to do is figure out how to make the driver's area up in the front, and then I'll be happy with it. One of the things I did notice while making some of the other odds and ends, yeah, I kind of ramble, don't I? The mantlet itself is two pieces. It only has two locator pins in the back, obviously because the front needs to be round and clear to be able to get the barrel through. But despite this fact, it actually did a nice clean weld with some thin glue. I've still got to clean it up a little bit, but that's not important. I just wanted to check its fit and make sure that the barrel that I'd gotten is going to fit into there, and it looks like it'll be perfect, so I'm not going to complain about that. What I will very, very much complain about, though, is, oops, excuse me, hit the camera, the fitting of these parts inside the turret. The turret comes in, if you count them with me, the external, this internal plate, that internal plate, the front plate here, and another plate that goes on top of this internal plate. The fit isn't that great. This piece went in just fine. Putting this piece around here didn't. This piece went in fine too. This piece on top of it all went in just fine. It's just a minor detailing for the inside of the hatch, but it looks nice. Once this piece was set, it stuck up too high on this edge. I had to carve all of this back down, and I really worked at it. These were still soft. I'd used standard Revell model cement to do it, so I'd have the ability to move it around while placing this piece in, and it just refused to sit correctly. And the problem with that is when you take the turret bottom plate and try and fit it in there, it has to mesh along the edge. And this piece stuck so far up that it did not mesh. It was sitting crooked, and no matter what I did, it drove me nuts. So I had to do a lot of shaving and filing on it, but now it sits perfect. This is something to note for anybody else building this kit. It's a pain in the butt. Other than that, I'm still trying to get some ideas and waiting to see what some, who was it, Dutch Modeling, what he's going to do with his 4502 with the turret on the back. And yeah, I'll let you know next time I do something major that changes on the vehicle. For example, once I finish my planned interior for it. Speaking of which, the rear deck plate here is well marked and well scribed in the kit itself. I don't know how well you can see that, but it has a very, very well-defined rear hatch here. And I've been working on it with some dental tools, and it's going to be able to cleanly be cut out so that it'll be openable to be able to see into the engine compartment. One area where I've got some worries, though, is what do I put here? This is the air intake. Here to the rear, they actually have the exhaust pipe planned to be underneath in this area here. Looks like a standard Panzer III, Panzer IV type of exhaust. But will I be able to actually see the generators, or will this just be basically for air intakes? Because the original design was to have air-cooled Porsche motors in there. And I've decided that I don't like that. I'm going to change it to one water-cooled Maybach. And logically, then this is going to have to be replaced by radiators. Or at least one side radiator, one side air intake. And I'm going to have to just think of something to fit in there. Or if anybody's got any ideas, please don't be afraid to give me suggestions. I don't care if they're good, bad. I don't care if you think I suck. I'm always open to criticism. And I appreciate anything that anybody can throw my direction as far as ideas go. So don't be afraid. Go ahead and throw it out there. You won't get your head cut off. And I won't take offense if you think I'm doing something wrong. So anyway, that's it for now. Y'all have a nice day. And this is Sergeant Bones signing off.